Well, Owen is still coming in between Tom and Teddy. Karev almost fired DeLuca, and Amelia is trying to resist Link. We're talking about all that, plus our special segments and some news and gossip. It's coming up. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
AfterBuzz, AfterBuzz. Hey
I
guys.
always tell everyone, like, I open all shows like this. I probably look crazy. I should watch these.
Yeah,
back.
you do look crazy. I've watched you. It's kind of how this episode was a little bit.
It was, yeah.
A little psycho.
Crazy episode. So I'm all in the fields. It's all, it's all related. What's up, guys? How are you guys doing this week? I am LMarie and my beautiful co-host here with me.
Hey guys, Elayna here. Ready to get into some grades.
Yes, I was gonna ask you how you felt about this episode, but it's kind of crazy and funny. It was lighthearted.
I liked it.
Yeah,
It wasn't a crazy episode as far as like a lot of drama.
Yeah.
It was more so crazy, like interesting because we laughed a lot. We were watching the show. It was a lot of humor, which we haven't been getting the past episodes, and a lot of cute moments, like a lot of moments that were like, ooh.
I'm like, okay,
let them know.
Yeah, like so. Maggie kind of has this idea of changing medicine. She wants to try some new things. So she has all these different rooms. She has a plant room, a game room, a blue light room, and in the game room you have Bailey with her competitiveness.
Yeah,
and she's like, playing all these games and everything. And then they have the young girl Nora, who is in the hospital. She's been in the hospital for a while. She has a thing about her pancreas. I don't know exactly what the term is correctly, the correct term for it, whatever she's going through. But she has a thing with her pancreas. But she's like this math whiz, like a math nerd. And who was it? I wrote her name down. The intern, Quadri. Yeah, she kind of was like complaining because she was losing to Nora. Like they were going over some math things, and she wasn't doing too well.
Yeah,
like, Nora was getting at it.
Nora kind of distracted everyone from Maggie's rooms, which I understood the rooms. Like I understand that they were supposed to de-stress you. However, I also knew that she wanted to like break a new level of medicine, achieve something great, but they didn't tie that in for me. Like
they
outside
didn't really.
of so outside of the rooms being the blue room, so that you can be happier, the green room
to like relieve stress.
I don't know. See
anxiety.
What I'm saying? What I'm saying is they introduced it
like,
to
I
us,
don't even know.
And then we kind of seen these people in these rooms, but we never got more of that. So when the Nora situation kind of distracted Bailey and Maggie and Smith from the game room, I was like, okay, thank goodness, because let's talk about something
Let's do something different.
Because I just don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so cute. They were so lame walking down the hallway though.
They were. And my favorite part was Maggie and Schmidt like trying to like high five, but Schmidt was going for the pound and Maggie was going for the high five.
Because
like,
they're
you guys really
so
are nerds.
lame.
It's cute though.
They walked down that hallway like they were superheroes of, I don't know, some superhero, Marvel. I was trying to think of some kind of superhero movie. They act like they were
the Avengers of math.
Yeah. Sit down. It was cute, but it was corny.
Yeah.
They're so nerdy.
Corny. Yeah. But let's talk about Nora a little bit in her case.
I love her.
She was so cute.
I love her.
Oh, I felt bad for her though.
I didn't. I loved her. She's strong.
She is strong.
And she's a genius in more ways than just being a math whiz.
True.
Like, I really enjoyed her character.
And I think I just felt bad for her because she kind of like is a little too advanced. So she doesn't really have her place at school. It's not that she doesn't like fit in. It's just that she's too advanced for everyone that she's around. You know what I mean? Like you go to a hospital and the doctors become your friends because you can relate to them and they get your jokes and you guys can, play around, like I said, with the math and everything. So like that.
She doesn't realize that her nerd is her superpower. She doesn't realize that yet. And I think that all kids kind of go through that phase, especially when you're excelling in a certain area of school and kids start to bully you and tease you for it. You don't yet see, oh, I'm a genius in math as a good thing. You see it as the thing that is separating you and causing you pain. I loved her talk with DeLuca. I know we'll get into him later, but I do love how he encouraged her to have the surgery. And I like how she brought everyone together. Like, the humor was great because they were speaking a language that I don't know. I was like, 2y divided by 3x minus what? Huh? Like, 17? What about the letters? How did we lose the letters?
Yeah, I didn't know you had true or false questions in math.
Yeah, help me understand. Olivia Mary in the chat room said it's like a nerd posse.
Right?
They all gathered around.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm just realizing at this moment that nobody else was really working.
They kind of weren't.
They were in Nora's room.
Yeah.
Not working.
The only people working were like Amelia and Link. We'll get to them, but like they were the only people really working. They worked later.
A little bit.
On Nora.
A little bit. One of the interesting things that came up with Nora's case was just the dynamic between her and her mom. Like, outside of them having so much fun and Nora being this super great girl, Ellen, I believe her name is Ellen. Her name is Ellen or Elon.
I didn't write the mom's name
Aline.
down, so
it's
something like that.
It's something like that. It's Ellen.
Okay. The chattel. I think so.
I know that's it. I just don't know how to enunciate it, but I know exactly what it is. But the dynamic between her and Nora was just interesting. So I didn't think that the story was going to go in the way that it went as far as Nora feeling like she's being bullied. I thought they were going to pin it on her mom because when Karev first walked in and gave her the news that she's clear for surgery, the first thing her mom said was like, yay, you get to go to school. Not like, yay, my baby girl's going to be healthy. Right. She's not going to be in pain. It was like, yay, school. And it was just like, huh.
I kind of took it like, get away from me. Not in a bad way, but kind of like that mom gets relief now.
It's Eileen.
Eileen. I told you they
Thank you. Well, I spelled it wrong. That's the problem. That's why I could. See, so I'm not good at math, and apparently I can't spell.
Oh man. But I kind of took it like that. Like, at first, like, she just wanted some relief. But then watching Nora, though, then I started to question. I'm like, well, maybe she doesn't want the surgery because she kind of did she wasn't excited,
right?
At all. So it was like, well, what's going on with you? And then when her level spiked and everything was okay, it was like, well, what happened here? And I was like, oh, she did that.
I thought it was a piece of candy. I immediately knew that she sabotaged it. Like, girl, you're not that slick. You might be a math whiz, but you ain't sneaky.
You're charming, though, because they didn't even think about that.
Because they didn't even try. They were like, no,
she's like, what's going on?
Distracted by math. That's why she was distracted. That's why she was, actually, I take that back. She is pretty sneaky.
Yeah.
Distracted them with the math so they wouldn't know. She should have just got rid of the evidence.
She should have.
The little juice bottle. As soon as he came back and said your glucose levels were high, I was like, oh, she's playing.
Like candy.
It was just interesting. I'm happy that they didn't try to turn Eileen against Nora or Nora against Eileen, that they didn't take that route.
Yeah.
I just get over the division between the parents.
Yeah.
But I do love how Karev stood up for his hospital when it came down to DeLuca speaking to Eileen about forcing her to have the surgery.
Yeah. Because sometimes I can understand when you are on the outside looking in and you're looking as if you are the parent, you have the control, but something like a surgery, and you don't want to go into a surgery stressed out and feeling, and your body's going through trauma because you're trying to resist it. You know what I mean? That's not a healthy way to go into surgery. So you can't literally hold your child down and force them into a surgery. You know what I mean? That's cruel to me, in my opinion.
I just didn't like the way he handled it. It gave me major flashbacks of last episode when his dad went into the room and said, I can save your baby. Yeah. So DeLuca showed me signs of him being his father in that moment, and he wasn't listening. Like, Karev was like, that's enough. Okay, take the hint. Stop talking. Like, you're better than that. So
it was also one of those things of you're gonna take it out on someone else. You know what I mean? You are angry at your father. You maybe you needed your space, because we know that him and Meredith haven't really been talking since the incident with his dad. It's like, okay, fine, you need your space, but like, you have to channel your energy someplace else. You can't take it out on patients, especially a mom going through something with her young child.
Yeah.
Like, you have to check yourself, DeLuca.
Yeah. It gets really, there's a fine line. And you can't not be intact with your emotions or your feelings with that. You just can't do it. But before we move on to the next topic, we just want to thank all of you at home for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. We love you so much, and we're so incredibly thankful for all of your support. But we can definitely use more of that support so that you can help us grow. So if you're on iTunes right now, go ahead and leave us a 5-star rating. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button or leave us a comment. Even after the live video is over, we love to read your comments and interact with you. Being at AfterBuzz means so much to us because we get to meet people like you. We get to talk about our favorite shows. We get to obsess and fangirl over the things that we love, the characters that we love or don't love. So thank you guys for your support. We love you so much, and thank you for helping us do what we love.
Yes, all that.
All of it.
Ditto, all that. Okay, so I want to talk about Link and Amelia. So Amelia is in the blue room.
They're so cute.
Trying to relax.
I
like
hate
them.
Okay, no.
I like them now. It's just,
Like, they're cute.
I don't know if I want them to be together. I just like what they're doing right now.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Perfect. I like them. They're cute. They made me laugh. They made me feel like, oh.
Yeah.
But then when I thought about it, like when I wasn't in the love bubble, I was like, that's Meredith's man.
That's you on that Link train.
That's Meredith's man. That's Meredith. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you today, but what I am going to tell you is that I don't know if I'm trying to convince you or me at this point.
I think yourself.
But that's Meredith's man.
But it's like, you know what? They didn't cross the line. First of all, they're all kind of sharing men now that I think about it.
It's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, Meredith has Maggie's man.
Oh,
and now
gosh.
Amelia has Meredith's man.
LMarie.
But anywho.
Here comes Lauren G in the chat with
What'd she
Leopard.
say?
Last week she came in and she gave them a name, and I was like, no, I don't want to see them as an item. That's Meredith's man. Olivia says she's loving Link more and more. Now, I can agree with that. He's becoming so much more charming and not such a robot. I think he was very robotic in the beginning of this, but Brave Unicorn in the chat room says still Meredith's guy. So our heart can go on. You can continue. Now that I have someone on my side, I'm good.
I'm just going to look at all these cameras. But I like what Meredith. See, God dog it. I like what
Meredith and Link
and Link are doing right now. She's in the blue room, kind of relaxing. The blue room was kind of cool, by the way.
It's super cool.
Like, side note, I had a blue light when I was growing up.
We kind of
I was
have
a cool kid.
blue
and
in the
relaxed
room.
and stuff. We do. Like our walk. But anyway. Because I'll get to talking about blue lights all day. Blue's my favorite color. Anywho, so she's talking to Maggie, telling her she had this amazing moment in San Diego, this amazingly insane sex. And then Link walks in and talks about how he was at a conference in San Diego.
It was that moment for me. As soon as he walked in, I was like, uh-oh. And then he was like, yeah, I was at a conference in San Diego. And I was like, boom. And Maggie actually made that moment for me because she sat back in the chair and she was like, I see what's happening here. Like she put it, and then she had this smirk on, like, And so that moment, because we all felt like that. We all were like, y'all not slick.
I liked Amelia too. It was like that little kid when you think you're caught and you just want to see if they really picked up on it.
Yeah.
Because Amelia looked at her. Maggie wasn't looking at her yet. She was still looking at Link.
I love
Her
Amelia
faces.
when she's
So
in
cute.
love. Like, in that honeymoon phase, she's just, I feel like everything about her is better. She works better, because even her in the OR this episode, she smiles more. She's just so much lighthearted. And I mean, I guess us all.
Yeah.
If you're falling in love, or not even, it's not love yet, but
Falling in love.
if you have a new situation and you're getting new kind of attentions and you're getting your pain relieved, like Amelia describes it, then, you know, you'll be, I got distracted because I see Japril forever in the chat room. Meanwhile, we're talking about Amelia and Link.
I feel you though. Japril forever.
You guys need to focus. You guys need to Team Merluca all the way. Oh no.
Who was that?
That was Sebastian.
Yes.
But I do love how giddy she is.
Yeah.
It's
cute.
infectious. Definitely infectious.
And she's trying to stay away from him. She wants to like not do it again, because if I'm around you, it's gonna happen.
That's what her mouth was saying, but
it's
her
gonna
body
go down in the on-call room.
Oh my goodness. Tell us how you really feel. Her mouth was saying, oh, stay away, but her body was like, Sorry.
Oh,
We don't sing that song anymore. Okay, that was an R. Kelly song that I was about to
know,
start
that hurt
singing.
my feelings
Sorry,
too.
guys.
It hurt my feelings that we got have to stop ourselves from doing it because it was perfect, right? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it was gonna be perfect,
But
it is
oh,
what
well.
it is.
Yeah, that's his life. Yes. So her body is saying otherwise. You know,
Yeah,
sorry.
don't
I
sing
was
it.
gonna sing Cardi B, but Please Me is a sample
Okay.
from R. Kelly. So we're just moving on.
What's interesting though is because, and maybe I'm wrong. So let us know in the chat room if you agree with this statement that I'm about to say.
Okay.
As soon as she said it was just a one-time thing, like no refills on the bottle, just a pain reliever, I immediately knew that she was lying.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, oh, before this episode is over, they're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, we ended the episode.
Yeah.
She's locking doors.
I think we've kind of all been there at some point. Like we have to say it out loud to try to trick ourselves so that we hear it back and think and try to go with what we're saying.
Convince ourselves.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen, because then they are put on a case together.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, we have a mother and Toby.
Mm-hmm. We never got the mom's name.
Right, we didn't get the mom's name. So we have mom and we have Toby, Toby is non-binary.
Yes.
So Toby goes by them or they.
And Richard
in
had
plural.
a very hard time with that.
A very hard time. And that's why I'm just saying Toby because I was like, I'm going to have a hard time as well.
I realized, so when Richard was in the OR, and just want to point out that even though I don't like Amelia and Link together for sure, they worked really well in the OR.
They did.
And I know that the case, she ended up paralyzed, but their teamwork, the way that they were communicating during surgery was phenomenal. Going over to the daughter and where Richard was, he made a point that said, you can tell me what to say all the as much as you want, but he was like, my ears isn't whole to it, and I can relate to it. It is something that you have to teach folks. And when we were sitting there, we were struggling a bit, and I was like, okay, well, if we just refer to Toby as Toby, then we can kind of ease our way into eliminating the pronouns in relation to Toby.
Yeah. Because
see what I did there?
I like what you did there. And then because I was looking at Hellmouth because Hellmouth was like, it's easy and blah, 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 blah. But it's you're a little bit younger. Richard is
From a different generation.
How old is he? 60s maybe?
I want to say so.
Yeah, maybe 60s. You go your whole life just saying he and she. And in 1 second you have to adjust. You're gonna catch yourself. You know what I mean? So like I said, we're doing now. So that was a good point. Just call them by their name. It's a little bit easier to help you along. But don't just, we all have to adjust.
Yeah.
So I think everyone in on all sides should have patience with each other on adjusting to everything.
I'm grateful that they did have Richard's character be opposed to it a little bit because so many people in the world right now are in his position where they're just like, why do I have to do this? Or I shouldn't have to address Toby as them or they. I should be able to say she if I wanted to. So I like that they use Jackson and Hellmouth to educate the viewers. So okay, maybe if you're not into this world or introduced to this, now you can kind of get your lesson as a Grey's fan, and you can't say we never tried to help you be a better person in the world.
True.
You know what I mean? So I definitely love that they brought that in, and we'll get more into that a little later. But it was a perfect.
It was
perfect moment.
It really was. But we can talk about so Link and Amelia, they're on their case together. So they're working on Toby's mom, who unfortunately, a bad accident. Was it a snowmobile?
It was a snowmobile
that they flipped over, and her spine is gone. I don't want to. I'd be insensitive if I said her spine was trashed, but that's what I was gonna say. Basically, though, that's what kind of happened. She had what they could tell first was 2 points of her spine that were maybe damaged, and as they go in,
and they thought they saved her.
Yeah, as they go in, they see that much more of her spine is definitely damaged, and they thought they did a good job, and unfortunately, she ends up paralyzed.
I didn't see that happening.
Oh,
I didn't see that coming.
I thought they were gonna save her. I was like, oh, okay,
especially because they were working so well together. But also, this is a test. Let's see how we both handle not winning in this situation. We didn't do anything wrong. We didn't communicate poorly.
Right.
This is just a situation.
It happens sometimes.
So let's see how we can move past that, and maybe they'll see a future together. Not.
It's fine. I like what they're doing right now. But it disturbed her, like, because she didn't know what went wrong, and so then she was in pain again, and she needed her pain relief.
What I can say is, I wish, and I mentioned this to you, I wish they would have accidentally moved the blind so that Owen can see it, but he was so distracted with Teddy this episode, that, you know, he didn't even know where Amelia was at or where she been. But I needed him to see that as well.
Speaking of them, see, this whole situation, everything that they're going through right now is exactly why Amelia left.
Yeah.
Like, she had to leave, because I feel like because maybe some could say, well, if he was with Amelia, maybe he would have handled it differently, but that's Owen. No, he wouldn't have. He still would have been by her side, and they have chemistry, so that those moments kind of would have still happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it would have been disrespectful to your girlfriend. I understand you have a woman here that's pregnant, but honestly, I believe when you're in that situation, if you're not with the person, unfortunately, you have to dial it back about how much you're there for that woman while she's pregnant. Some people may disagree with me, but I think if you're not together and there are other people in the picture, if there's no one else in the picture, do what you guys do. But there's other people in the picture, respect your other relationships. You have
to respect it, because Tom is also the man that's going to be in your daughter's life if he stays with Teddy. So you want him to be a part of these moments, just so that when when your daughter and Tom have their own private conversations, he can always have recollection of, I've always been there. You know, like, you like to hear those stories about, tell me how I was before I was born, or when I was a kid, and, you know, etc. But Owen doesn't see it that way. Owen sees it from a very selfish place, and I did enjoy him and Teddy in that moment. He's very sweet. I've always loved Owen. He's reactive, and he's kind of senseless a little bit. And that's like, there are parts of him that are very unattractive, and it's kind of ruining who Owen is for me at this point. And it's sad, because I was like enjoying those moments. Like, he was being a great supportive baby daddy in that situation. Like, you know, your mom's gonna do this and blah blah blah. He was really trying. The voices brought us humor. Like, I laughed. He was corny, but it was funny. But he just needs to be better. Like, I mean, and even when Tom approached him,
even when they went to the birthing class together. So Teddy told him about the birthing class, but more so that I think Owen could cover for her with work or something. And Owen's like, oh no, I'm going to be there. And so he gets there, and Tom is there too. And Owen's like, you don't have to be here. Like, stop. They're in a relationship. Owen, accept it.
Audrey in the chat brings up a good point. She says, but Teddy also did not page Tom at all to be by her side. She paged Owen.
Well, because the baby was in distress.
Right. And I get that. I definitely get that. And it's like, it's great that she paged Owen, but once she calmed down and realized everything was okay, it would have been great for her to also page Tom.
Right.
Because her not paging Tom fed into Owen feeling like, this is my moment, this is our thing. So I kind of agree with Audrey, like, because that's also my man. Like, I want him here to console me. She's too comfortable with Owen.
I know. That's what I was going to say. I think she's so comfortable that she probably didn't think about it. You know what I mean?
In the moment of panic.
And Owen's charm and just being there. Yeah, and she was just kind of relaxed, and she didn't think about it. Not to give her an excuse, but I'm putting it on Owen. But yes, I liked the moment that Tom had later with Owen. He kind of had a moment of checking him. So he walks in like kind of those moments like at the wrong time.
It was attractive.
Owen's hand is like on Teddy's stomach and everything, and he's like, oh, what do we have here? You know, moment. But he really did check him, like, you're not going to do this to her again. Like, what's going on here? Like, are you trying to swoop in, save the day, get her back? If so, I will fight for her. This will not happen. And not only was he saying that he was going to fight for her, like, basically, I will make this situation hell. Unfortunately, it will drag Teddy down,
he was like,
too,
for you and her.
Yeah.
And if you love her, you don't want her to go through this.
I was like, oh.
Now, y'all know that I usually cannot stand Tom. But this moment where he checked Owen was so attractive to me, because he showed that he knows what he wants. He's not wavering on the fact that he loves Teddy and that, you know, he wants to be with her. And he also is not scared of Owen. I don't care what kind of history y'all had. You think that y'all have. I don't care what your present situation is with you and Teddy as far as y'all sharing a child. What I am letting you know is I am here and I'm not going anywhere. And in that moment, all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. Like, I blinked and he got attractive. Like, I was like, damn, I never noticed Tom was this handsome before.
No, that was a hot moment. I was like,
To know what you want is attractive.
Yes.
To not be afraid and not back down is attractive. And he did it very maturely.
Yeah.
He didn't like go yell at him and whatever. He was like, listen, bro.
It was like to know what you want and to protect someone too. Like that, when you protect me, it's like, ooh.
Yeah. And he made out, just to bring up Mikey in the chat room's point, Tom's right. Owen has never done right by Teddy. To hear Tom read off the fact that Owen chose Amelia not once, twice, like multiple times, and just the track record, it kind of made me, because you know that I've always been like team Owen and Teddy, but it made me be like, nah, bro, you don't deserve her. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, twice, and that's just twice with Amelia. Let's bring up Christina.
True.
You
Like,
know
he's
what I
just
mean?
never
So,
been that great. So
Yeah, he's been dragging Teddy,
gonna
putting her through
throw
it.
him in the trash.
Yep, goodbye. Okay, I think we can go ahead and move on to our special segments.
Wait, before we go to our special segment, I do want to talk about the moment with Joe and Alex.
Yes, I almost forgot about that.
And I get why they didn't bring it up, because next episode apparently is going to be all of that. But for tonight, I was concerned a little bit. Like him calling her, trying to figure out where she was. And then I knew she was fake sleeping when he saw her in the bed.
When she finally got home.
And did it look like she was crying?
Yes.
So, damn, what a way to set us up. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I do love that he saw her, he kissed her and said, I've missed you. Like, even that reassurance of love, like we're talking about Tom stepping it up. And I know we give Karev our kudos all the time, but that moment also made me feel comforted.
Yes.
Regardless of what the situation happened, which we'll find out about next week.
Yeah.
So definitely love that.
I love Karev so much. Like you said, we always talk about him, but I love his growth so much. But okay, special segment time. So let's go ahead and talk about our cure moments.
Yes.
See who served the cure. Okay.
I love the cure. I'll go first.
Okay.
So my cure moment happened when Jackson was talking to Toby after Amelia and Link came in to tell them that Toby's mom had to catch myself. That Toby's mom was paralyzed from the neck down. And Jackson related to her because he started saying, I did it again. This is very hard.
It is.
Jackson related to Toby because Jackson started saying, I get what it's like to have a mom that's strong and that's powerful and that handles everything, much like you. However, he said something in these words because he said it so fast and I was so in the moment. Jackson said, when she's hurt and down, so when their mom is hurt and down, that's when you realize that she's giving you everything you need to kind of be there for her, like for your mom. So I really appreciated that moment because I could even relate to that. Like, and I think we all can. There are moments in our lives where we feel so beaten up or we feel like we cannot live without certain strong women in our lives or people in our lives. But then there's a moment where we know that we just want to take care of them and we have what they need.
Yeah.
And that's when it hits us that, okay, you really have given me everything.
Yeah.
So that comforted me in just my personal struggles and what I'm dealing with in life. And that was my cure.
Yeah, that was a good moment. I was getting teary-eyed in that moment. And again, as you were talking about it, I was like, yeah. But no, because that's so true, though. So my moment was with Tom. When he was telling Owen that with Teddy, like she deserves someone who loves her and only her, someone who chooses her.
So good.
I was like, yes, we all deserve that.
Like,
kind
damn,
of
can I
love.
get that too?
Right? Sign me up.
So good.
But yeah, it was just so beautiful because I like I said, I felt like that was him also being protective of her feelings and what she's about to go through right now. She's gonna have a child. She doesn't need you being fickle in her life right now. She deserves someone where I'm choosing her. I love her and only her. And that was beautiful to me. That was my favorite.
And with you bringing up your cure, it's bringing me back to Meredith and DeLuca for a little moment because I know that for the last few episodes, I have been saying that he's childish. But guys, this episode really showed it. And outside of the surgery, just when it comes to him and Meredith. Yeah. Like, I understand that you had this big blow up with your dad, but to take it out on the person who's trying to be there for you.
True.
Like, it's not
true. And at first I was trying to like kind of make an excuse for him. But as the episode went on, he redeemed himself a little bit talking to Nora. But for the most part, it was like, yeah, like Karev said, you can't keep, if someone
bite the hand.
Yeah, you can't keep biting the hand. Because eventually they'll stop reaching out.
Yeah, and at the end, he tried to pull it together. You know, he was like, my minutes ran out. And the gesture was nice with the dinner and everything. But it was also like, you cannot continue to blow up and have these childish moments and then turn around and apologize and think I'm always going to be there. I'm not going to keep accepting these apologies. You need to grow up.
Yeah. And I like that Meredith had her grown woman moment where it's like, because I think like as we're dating when we're younger, sometimes we get, I don't want to use the word intimidated, but sometimes we may not speak up for ourselves right away. You know what I mean? As women being younger. But then when you get older, it's like, I'm not going to play these games. I've been here, done that.
Yeah.
You're going to talk to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you're going through something, that's what this partnership is for and what it's about. So we're not going to play these little kid games. And I was like, come on, Mary.
He needed that Tom talk too.
Yes, he did. Okay, so let's also get into our Grey's Anatomy.
Yes.
My favorite.
Let's have some more comedic relief.
Yes.
So ready for it.
Yeah, so the first one we have up here, I like this one.
Wait, but it's so true, and the ball is so like true. The baby.
It is, but look who has the ball, though, okay? Tom has the ball.
Oh, I
Let
look at
him
that.
have the ball. You know,
Owen's
trying
face.
to get it, trying to stop him from getting it.
Oh, poor Owen.
But Tom has the ball, let him have it.
Poor Owen.
Right? Man, okay. And then our other one. So this one is saying how Meredith's relationships go. So the first end of the beautifully drawn horse.
It's so put together.
It's so amazing.
Eloquently
right?
made.
Beautiful. I don't know why they nicknamed them Murder.
Yeah, so when I read it, I was like, who's Derek? Oh, Derek.
Yeah, like Meredith and Derek.
Okay.
I don't really like that. And then the middle, where it's kind of nice, kind of not, we have Merlink and Merthan.
For like Nathan.
For Nathan. I don't agree right here, but that's fine.
And then we have more Luca. This is what I love.
I don't agree.
I know you guys probably think that I picked this meme, but I didn't. She actually picked it. And I'm so happy that you did, because look at Luca, barely there. You can't see no color. Are those eyes? What is that hair? No.
I only picked it because I thought it was funny, but I don't agree with it.
Trash.
We should switch Merluca and Merlink.
Oh my gosh, please. No.
Look at that.
I'm not arguing with you today. That's what I told you already.
Quality. Oh no. That's not their relationship. I don't agree. I just thought it was funny. I hope that gave you guys a good chuckle.
It made me very happy. Thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and get into some news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So our news and gossip is pretty light tonight. However, we just wanted to reiterate again just how much groundbreaking information that Grey's has given to us, or not even groundbreaking information, groundbreaking moments. Pop Culture put out an article earlier today that says just about Grey's Anatomy's breaking grounds, especially when it comes to non-binary and giving us that teachable moment. And they wrote this amazing article, and in the article they gathered a lot of information from Twitter users who said things like, yes, y'all better teach preferred gender pronouns. Another Twitter user also said, Grey's Anatomy is always taking steps to make sure that people of different ages, races, sexual orientation, and gender identities are represented. And that's one of the reasons I love this show so much. So I think as fans of the show, we can really just give a round of applause to everyone working on the Grey's show, all of the writers and everything, for continually pushing boundaries and just supporting everyone.
They really do a good job at that.
Yeah. And that's all of our news and gossip for today. But thankfully it's a positive kind of news and gossip and not, something like trashy.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into predictions for next week.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
It's going to be kind of tough.
Well, okay, so here's my prediction, and I mentioned it to you earlier. So we kind of got the preview of what's going to happen with Jo and her mom, and we got the viewer's discretion. So when that happened, I said something that, like, Jo's mom was raped. And to take my prediction further, I think that she may have been molested by a family member. And when she told, when Jo was asking who her father is, I feel like that's going to come from a relative. And that's just my prediction.
Oh, wow. I think whatever news it is that Joe received, but while meeting her mom is going to start to kind of affect her relationship with Alex. I don't want that, but I think that that is what's going to happen because she even got home and she was still distraught over it. Didn't even really want to talk to him about it, pretended, like we said, she pretended to be asleep. So yeah, I think this is about to take a toll on their relationship.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, everybody bring your tissues for next week because
Yes,
it seems like we're going to need them.
Yes, for sure.
Maybe some wine too.
Yes, wine will help. Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight, and make sure you are back here same time, same place next week. I am LMarie. You guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at LMarieTV.
And this is Elayna checking out. You can follow me on all social platforms at hey_it's_lay. Until next time, guys.
See you next week.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.